Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So I wanted to start this video out by addressing kind of a rude comment I got on my last video, where I was basically talking about algorithms on YouTube and different platforms and how they tend to silence people like me, small or big, it doesn't matter. And they basically knocked me for my production value. Sorry that it's not the greatest. I don't do a bunch of fancy editing cuts and zoom in and out on my face and get different angles and crap like that. I don't have a microphone on my shirt. This is merely a guy in front of his iPhone trying to pass on information to people. And if I can just even reach a few people that otherwise may never would have known about some of the things I talk about, then my job here is done. So sorry it's not the greatest. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I'm merely here just trying to help people out. So today I wanted to talk about the immigration issue we're having, basically all the illegals coming across the border at this point at the Mexican border. And it's really becoming an issue. And whether you see it or not, depending on how big a city you're in, how blue of a city or where you're at geographically, you may not see it a lot. My everyday life, I don't really see it much, simply because I work in a downtown area of a big city. Not seeing a lot of migrants, but I'm seeing a major influx of homeless people. They're just riddled all along the highways here, pretty much. You see tents everywhere of people living. But I don't go out in South Tulsa very much, and from what I understand, that's where all the migrants are at. They're all over the place. So even here, there's some. And like I said, if you're in a big blue city, I'm sure it's god awful at this point. But it's only going to get worse. It's really going to get bad eventually. I mean, we're already pretty much there. So I want to read this article today to maybe spread some information for people out there that maybe aren't aware of how bad the illegal crossings are becoming. This article comes from Zero Hedge. And it says, only 5 days ago, the mayor of Eagle Pass, Texas, issued an emergency order due to a huge influx of illegal immigrants crossing into the United States from Mexico. And only a few days after that, the latest border numbers revealed record migrant crossings. In 2023, over 2.2 million so far. And we're not even to the end of the year, and it seems like it's just speeding up at this point. Despite the multitude of warnings since Joe Biden entered the White House, there has been no discernible effort on the part of the federal government to stop the tide. And it says, in fact, more and more evidence suggests the Biden administration is deliberately thwarting all efforts to secure the southern border while consistently lying about their intentions. Case in point, and it goes down here, Biden fought to end Title 42, which was the only legal recourse keeping abuse of the asylum option in check. As well as Biden has also filed a lawsuit asking courts to stop Texas efforts to fence off the Rio Grande with bright orange razor wire, which has proven pretty much effective. As well as Biden and Democrats have tried to stop Governor Abbott from relocating migrants to blue-leaning sanctuary cities, basically give them a taste of their own medicine there. Biden has ordered Border Patrol agents to process illegal immigrants for asylum status, instead of using their energies to send them packing back across the border. And Biden has ordered those same agents to open border fences against the wishes of state governments so that migrants can easily pass through. I'm telling you, man, the federal government is not out for our best interest. At this point, all we can hope for is for our state government, wherever we're at, to get on board with the way things really are. And that's why it's so important not to be in one of those deep blue cities. Well, now it appears that the White House is taking things a step further, ordering Border Patrol to cut barbed wire fences put in place by Texas Department of Public Safety as the only effective means for preventing mass migrations. They are actively welcoming in large groups of illegals and opening the path for them. At this point, it's pretty much obvious, it appears to me, that this is all intentional, and they almost It seems like they want more and more and more illegals coming in. This close to elections coming up kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? There has been a clear dereliction of duty when it comes to Biden and his actions on the border. Also oblivious that his relocation of more border agents and National Guard to the region is meant to keep migrants moving into the U.S. while preventing state governments from establishing any form of protection. What happens next is predictable. A massive surge in third world population, even beyond what the U.S. has witnessed so far, followed by rising crime, rising economic instability, rising poverty, and rising homeless population. And that's pretty much what we're seeing. We have enough homeless as it is. We don't need to bring more in. And I can only imagine what these cities in Texas looks like. I've seen a few pictures, a few videos here and there, and it's appalling what's happening there. They're using up all their resources, putting a lot of these people in hotels and different things, while you have our own U.S. citizens sleeping on the street because they have nowhere to live. And I can only imagine, it's already pretty obvious that crime rates are going up. People are, civil unrest is right around the corner, it seems like. And now we have an influx of these illegals coming across with all types of backgrounds, I'm sure, murder, rape, you name it. And they're not being vetted at all. They're just being let into the country in masses. 2.2 million so far this year. That's an insane number of people. The only way we can beat this is if the states actually step in and actually do something about this. And it seems like Texas is really trying, but they're being fought at every corner by the federal government. God bless y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.